Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm in Ardcandrisk old graveyard in Wexford, and it's a really old graveyard that's in the middle of a field and kind of hidden away. So let's go and have a look and read some headstones in the area, see what we can find. So we've made it up. This is the old road that leads us up to the graveyard, and it's a really old, beaten up looking road that goes up to the graveyard area. So when we get there and get closer, we'll have a better look. Hi guys, so welcome back again. And on the way up to the old graveyard, there's this little area here on the side of the road, and it's an old well, like a holy well, and it's very old. I believe it's very old. There might be something online about it, if I can look it up and find out. But people leave all sorts of stuff here hanging on the tree. You see little bits of ribbons and cloth and different stuff like that. And this is it's a statue of Our Lady inside a little glass box. And you can see here, it's just inside in the box to keep it protected. But it's a lovely statue of Our Lady. And they leave all other little things here, people as well. Little trinkets. Holy statues, bless this home. More little statues here. There's one here missing a head. Jesus statue. This looks like a little fairy in this. So it's just a lovely little area, and you can see all the little things that are left around, and it's left inside on the side of the grotto area in the dirt kind of there. Just people stick little holy medals and different things in there. But the statue down here beside it is very unusual looking. I don't know what that is made from, but it seems to have eroded away, and you can't really see. You can see the shape of the statue on it, but you can't see any face or anything like that. It's just disappeared away from it. It looks like it's made from plaster or something. Very unusual looking, but nice at the same time.
This well, because I'm from this area, so I spent a lot of my childhood days here. But that well is said to cure warts. So people will come up and take water home and treat warts, or dip their hand or whatever into that. The well there, it's supposed to have healing properties.
Now guys, so there you have it. So the well cures warts. And I've heard of an area in County Galway, it's called Clonfert, where there's a tree in this area, and there's a hole in the tree, and the kind of, you know, the glue kind of stuff that does be inside in the middle of a tree, the resin that does be inside in the tree is supposed to cure warts as well. So I've heard of a few cases like this in Ireland of holy wells and having cures. So it's an interesting one. And Sue grew up in this area, and she used to come up and play here a lot when she was young, and come up around this graveyard and look around as well.
So there's lots of stories about this area. there was a huge mansion. I'm sure it's all gone now, but it was ruins when we were younger. And Lady Dane Fitzgerald lived there. And the man that used to take care of her gardens used to tell us all these stories. So just up in the field near the ruins of the church and the graveyard, there was actually a duel, and a duel to a death, where one of the men was fatally wounded and obviously died, but a tree was supposed to have fallen after his death. It was hit by lightning, and just there was loads of tales that he used to tell us about this place being haunted. There's supposed to be a skull in the ruins of the walls of the church, but he used to have us half afraid when we were smaller to come up and kind of investigate around the area.
Yeah, you hear a lot of stories like that, and some of them might be true and other ones just might be told, you know, to kind of you know, for children, maybe when they were small, telling stories and stuff like that. You'd hear all different stories going on to keep them, I suppose, to be amazed to hear different things. But the scenery and the area is lovely. And just over there in that gateway, that is the old graveyard where we are going to go now and have a look in around and see what we can find. So stay tuned, guys, and we will be back soon. So we are just approaching the gate of the old graveyard here, and the graveyard is just in the middle, centre in the middle of a field, and it kind of looks like one of those graveyards we've been to before, the Quaker graveyards. But it's not a Quaker graveyard, but it looks similar to one. So this is the old gateway into it, the graveyard. And it's really old and kind of, it looks to be a bit overgrown now. I don't know if anybody takes care of it or not. But we'll go in and have a look, guys, and see what we can find. And we just have to be kind of careful because it is overgrown, as I was saying, and seems to be a lot of headstones in the graveyard. And just as you come inside the gate entrance, there's a chair here and two headstones and an old kind of railing around there, like it could be an old grave that's covered over. But now we'll try and do our best to read some of these headstones, because I'm sure there's a lot of them might be very old and unreadable. And this one says, in loving memory of Mary Ann Whelan, Ballycoman, died the 13th of September 1916. Born the 13th of September 1916 and died the 28th of April 1997. And her son Richard, who died in infancy. And there's a lovely holy piece to it there at the top of the headstone. I'm not sure if that's Our Lady and that, but it looks like it. So we'll continue on around. And you can see how overgrown it is. So I done the old graveyard today because, you know, I like to mix up the videos, old and new cemeteries and old graveyards, kind of. I haven't done the old one for a while, I think. It's really overgrown. And all in behind that, thorns and overgrowth there, I believe, is the old church area. And before I go over there, I just want to see this one. And I love, this is an old cast iron one here, and I love the design on it. Look at that design on the cast iron. You can see the flowers shaped on the cast iron. And I can't see any names on that. But a lovely headstone or cast iron monument. There's another one in loving memory of John Shannon. Barntown, died the 13th of October 1984, aged 57. And also his son Peter died in infancy. And somebody has left flowers here. And an angel holding a little bird in their hands. Isn't that beautiful? And off in here, there's one that's hidden away in all the growth. Underneath all this tree it is. But it's beautiful looking. And it looks like a baby's grave. And you see the little a windmill, they kind of blow in the wind. And someone left a tray, a Christmas tray with little pots in it. And an angel with their arms folded. And it just says on the little white cross, Baby Sean Conley, and a red love heart in the middle of it. So rest in peace, baby Sean Conley. How sad it is to see. But a beautiful grave with loads of little things on it. And the windmill is blowing as I talk. And we don't have much wind. I don't think we've any wind out today, guys. So that was unusual. A chest tomb here. And this little iron cross just beside it, hidden in the growth. And I'm going to see, can I read this chest tomb?
Howman.
See, can I read this one? Of your charity, pray for the soul of John Cowman, who departed this life July the 20th, 1880 maybe, aged 27 years old. Also of his sister, Elizabeth Cowman, who departed this life in January 1810, aged 24 years old. Also of their brother, Luke, who departed this life December the 10th, aged 56 years old. And their mother, Catherine, who also departed this life February 1851, I think, aged 71 years old. So that's the chest tomb of the Cowman family. You can see all the ivy growing on the sides. Fine big chest tomb. I'm just going to read this one over here, guys, if I can get in. You can see how overgrown it is here. And there's a headstone here. So I'm going to try my best to try and read this. And I brought my torch with me today, guys. In proud loving memory of volunteer Thomas Fielding, South Wexford Brigade IRA, died 1918, aged 26 years old in 1918, erected by Wexford Republican Grave Association. So the Wexford Grave Association erected this grave for Thomas Fielding, South Wexford Brigade, IRA, which is Irish Republican Army. Died 1918, aged 26 years old. So rest in peace, Thomas Fielding, and thank you for your service. So I'm going to try and make my way in, guys, to the other area in the graveyard here. You can see how overgrown it is. But we're blessed with the weather today. It's sunny. And there's more graves. We can get over to them and have a read of those. There's one here. That's Serenity Sue is looking at. And I don't think it's hard to read, is it?
Reverend Patrick, 1766.
Here light the body of Reverend Patrick
Roach, maybe?
Or Reed, is it?
R-O-C-H, I think.
Oh, it's Roach. Patrick Roach. 1706. He died.
Oh, do you know what it is? Patrick Redmond.
Oh, Patrick Redmond. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Who died
March 3rd.
March the 3rd, 1766, aged.
I don't know. Maybe 56.
Maybe 56. Wasn't that a beautiful headstone? Another 1700s headstone.
Big tomb in there.
Another tomb in here, guys, look. Hidden under all that tree. This looks like a slab tomb. It's hidden under there, so I won't be able to get in and read that, guys. It's too overgrown.
Some inside the church.
And we'll go inside the church area and see what we can read. And you can see what I'm walking with here. It's just very overgrown. Very overgrown. And we have this one here. Look at all the moss that's gathering on the bottom of it. An unusual top to it. And we'll read this. Erected by James Dial of Banglinstown in memory of his father Patrick Dial of Cran-Daniel, who died June 1840. And it says also his mother, Mary Dial, who died May 1840. And there's no ages on it, just the year they died. But look at the lovely design on the top. It's just a cross in the middle of it there, you can see. A lovely four-sided cross design on it. And the whole area is grown. Oh, this is inside the old church area. So it's an old ruin of a church, but there's headstones inside and it goes all the way around the wall there. Very, very overgrown. There's another one there that's very hard to read. So we'll make our way back out, guys, and see what else we can read in this beautiful old graveyard in Ardcandrisk in Wexford. And this old graveyard just looks out on top of all those hills and fields in the countryside. So it's a very peaceful old graveyard. And there's actually a plaque over here on the wall, and I'm going to see what that says. Just on the church, old ruin, to the memory of our ancestors who died in the insurrection. I think it's insurrection of 1798, and are interred in this graveyard, erected by the 1998 Three, it looks like Three Rocks Pike Group. So a group erected that in memory of all the ancestors who died in the 1798 rebellion. They're interred here in this old graveyard. So there's a lot of old headstones in here, it seems, and people interred from that 1798 battle in Wexford that happened on Vinegar Hill and the surrounding areas of Wexford. So I have to be careful where I'm walking here, guys, because it is very, very dangerous and overgrown. And this headstone, you see the Lamb of God. Of your charity, pray for the soul of Ellen Crosbie, who died 1850, aged 18 years old. Also her father, Nicholas Crosbie, who died 12th of May 1871, aged 65 years old. And there's a part missing off the top of this headstone here. And if I can get around, I'll read the one beside it. And just this one next door says, "Here light the body of Nicholas," I think as well, "Crosbie, departed this life June 1798, aged 70 years. Also the body of Martin Crosbie, who died the same day. Wow. Aged 26 years old. So we have a Nicholas Crosbie who died the 20th of June 1798, aged 70. And also his body of Martin Crosbie, who died the same day, aged 26. And down the bottom then it looks like it's kind of newer looking writing on it. Also Dennis James Crosbie, the farmhouse Foulkesmills, died the 15th of July 1973, aged 69, and his wife Joan died the 30th of January 2013, aged 97 years old. So that's all the Crosbie family, and two who died on the very same day. So I'm going to go down along, guys. But it's a beautiful old graveyard. Stunning old graveyard. And there's all that overgrowth and trees and everything in there. Look at all that. There's another headstone just there. And one's under the trees. This one has fallen against the tree, like it's embedded into the side of the tree here. It's very hard to read. I think it's 1790 is the year on this one. And some designs on it. And there's some in there as well. And I just have to be careful where I step because it's very, very overgrown. This is where I'm walking, guys, under all this stuff here. Ah, dear. That's a beautiful headstone. See the flowers on this one. Margaret Mary Larkin erected this in remembrance of her father, John Larkin. Who died in It's hard to read. Could be 18 something on that. And her mother, Mary Larkin, who died in 1901. It's a really old headstone. So I'm going to continue my journey, this old graveyard. There's just another small little cross here in the overgrowth. With a few artificial flowers on it. And it says Dennis, 1916 I think. It's beautiful. Underneath this tree where the grave is placed. And all this growth is very, very dense to get around. And there's this one here in loving memory of Catherine Broaders, died the 17th of October 1957, age 66, and her husband Patrick died the 15th of October 1967, age 85 years old. And this one looks like it's well kept. You have your potted plants and all in the middle of the grave. And next door, in the same plot, in loving memory of Noreen Brothers, Ardcandrisk, which is the graveyard we're in, died the 12th of May 1972, age 60, and also her husband Michael Bossy, in brackets, Brothers, died the 13th of March 1995, age 85 years old. So you can see that in some areas the graves are looked after. The graves are looked after, but the area and grass and stuff around the graves doesn't seem to be cut or tidied up. So maybe there's nobody to look after this old graveyard and cut the grass and keep it nice and clean and tidy. And I would love to come up here with the trimmers and do all this grass and cut it and keep it tidy. But I don't know who's over the area or which committee is over the graveyard here, but I will try and find out and see. Cherished memories of a loving husband, father and grandfather, William Bill Curtis, 1918. He was born and died in 2004. There's no age on that. So I'm going to keep moving, guys. You can hear the undergrowth walking in it. Just how heavy the ground is under me. Some lovely flowers there. And look at the size of this plot. This is a railing here, an old iron rusty railing. And there's one headstone in this plot on its own. And it goes all the way around this old railing here. You can just see how big that railing is. And it takes up nearly a big space in the graveyard. It takes up all this one plot for one headstone, so it's interesting to see who is interred here, and we'll have a look. You can see all the old railing, but inside seems to be all like, you know, the grass was flattened down and tidy looking. And there's a gate over there, so I don't know if I can go in that gate. It's probably closed for a long time and it'd be too difficult to open it. You can see the gate, how covered it is with grass. But I'm going to read it from here. And see, can I zoom in and show you this? So it says, in loving memory of Simon Little, who died Christmas Day, AD 1893, aged 74 years old. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall detain mercy, I think, at the bottom. But it's one beautiful headstone on its own of Simon Little, who died Christmas Day 1893, and his grave is just all on its own, and all this big plot. So we talked about plots before and how much they cost, and back in the 1800s, to have a plot that size just all for yourself with no other family members, it seems, there. So we're getting back to where we started, guys. There's another old one. We're crossing and I can't read that one. And there's a plot here. In loving memory of Margaret Ann Moore, died the 14th of March 1961, aged 72, and her son Aidan died in infancy. Also, her husband James died March 1975, age 83, so another child that died in infancy here. And I've seen a few graves in here with that engraved on them, that died in infancy. And I don't want to walk on the grave, so I come around and see what the other side of this one says. And this is Annie Moore Cullen. Died the 14th of April 1933, aged 35. Also her children, John, Mary and Joseph, died in infancy. So more children that died in infancy in the same plot. Patrick Joseph died the 12th of January 1968, aged 74. This lovely little part of the grave there, Jesus, the head of Jesus Christ on it. So that's where we came in, guys. And the gate is just there where we came in, so we've gone around and we've read a good few headstones here, old ones. Beautiful old headstones and interesting ones. And especially the one with the IRA, the volunteer. And it's sad to think that there's people buried here from 1798 rebellion who fought for their country. And somebody that fought for the Irish Republican Army, and I hope that somebody will come in here or something gets sorted out to cut the grass in the area and tidy it up a bit and just keep it nice, you know, because it's a very old graveyard, but it's so full of history and it's beautiful as well. So guys, I'm going to leave it at that. And thanks for coming along on this walk with me in Serenity Sue. And I will catch you all on the next video again. So take care from Ardcandrisk old graveyard here in Wexford in the countryside. So take care. God bless, and I'll see you all soon.